It's Pro Wrestling Summit, motherfucker. You already know what it is. It's myself, Tatum, and my main man, Knowledge. What's up?
What's going on, good villains?
Holy shit, bro. 2023, man. We're back in the fucking studio for 2023, and it has been a fucking crazy end of 2022 and beginning of 2023. 2022 said, hold my beer, wrestling fans, because I got some topsy-turvy shit for you.
Man, we take a couple weeks off, and the entire wrestling world...
It explodes!
Yeah, it's all on fire. Everything is on fire.
So, WWE is sold, it's not sold, it's sold to Saudi, it's not sold to Saudi,
Vince
Fox
is
is
back.
buying it, Vince is back, Stephanie resigns. Okay, that part we know is actually true. That actually happened. Vince McMahon has returned after being fired from the board, and now...
Resigning from the board.
Oh, he wasn't... Was it resigned? He resigned from the board.
He retired.
He retired, okay. Well, now Vince McMahon is unretired with some cronies, and he's back in a position of power in the board.
But when you have a majority stake in a company, it's very easy to get yourself back on the board.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's being sued now by some board of directors that are upset that he came back. They're saying it's a hostile takeover. Well, he owns 52% of the thing.
Yeah,
So.
Right. It is a hostile. That's exactly what it is. It's a hostile takeover. Yeah.
I don't understand why people are like surprised that this happened. Like I was like, it's only a matter of time before this guy comes back.
I am surprised that he is back. I'm not surprised at the reason that he came back. Because...
Yeah, I would think that he would want to stay out of the spotlight just because of the negative attention.
Right. But, I mean, if he's coming back, if he's legitimately coming back just to sell the company, I mean, this is his life's work.
He has every right to come back and fucking sell the company if he so desires.
And everybody's mad and you know, all these things online, everybody's mad. I don't know. If you put your heart and soul into something, you know, everything is... WWE is synonymous with the McMahon name. Why would you not want to be a part of whoever's going to buy it? You know? The thing
of it is and listen, I get it, man. You're going to sell that thing between $7 and $9 billion.
I honestly don't even think it's about the money for him.
No.
I think it's about the legacy.
Yeah. What I'm surprised about is if that was the case, then why not give it to his kid? Why not let Steph continue and I mean, obviously they're doing good business right now. Like why come in and upset the apple cart?
Well, at the end of the day, you know, the sale doesn't come from the CEO, it comes from the board. And if they're going to sell, which it seems like that was the indication, is that they were willing to sell.
Right.
And you know, they weren't looking for a new TV deal or anything like that. They were looking to sell. Well, then fuck it, if you're going to sell, I'm coming back, and I'm making the decision.
The thing about it is that he's got to have a plan. And he's crazy. So I don't necessarily know what that plan is. Like, if he does sell this, is he looking to become the CEO again and fucking be the guy?
Well, the whole story about the Saudis doesn't surprise me one bit. It surprised me more that it was just a rumor. But even that, like they're saying, it's not like official yet. You know.
He's really upsetting the apple cart if he pulls the trigger on that.
I don't think he cares about that. So, and here's the reason why I think it'd be terrible for the WWE, but it would make sense to me that McMahon would be willing to sell it to the Saudis, because if you think of the first Saudi show they did,
not Clash at the Castle, it's the other one there.
Yeah.
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Think of the first Crown Jewel.
Oh, it's a spectacle, bro.
But, I mean, who were the Saudis asking for?
Taker, Yokozuna.
Taker, Yokozuna,
Kane.
Hulk Hogan, like...
fucking Triple H. Shawn Michaels rolled out there with a bald head.
But, I mean, the guys they're asking for is, like, the heyday, and... they're basically getting on their knees for 80s WWE, which was McMahon's his proudest moment, except for the Attitude Era.
I don't even think because he takes full credit for the 80s.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't take full credit for the Attitude Era because Vince Russo obviously was a major part of that.
Yeah, but it's the 80s and it's the Attitude Era for him.
Those are the only two eras that he was successful.
So, especially with, thinking of starting WrestleMania in the 80s and everything, it makes sense that he will sell to somebody who is going to have a vision of what wrestling was that makes him happy. It doesn't surprise me at all. Now, I think that's going to be horrible for wrestling.
Oh, it's going to be really bad, man. If they allow that to happen, then what happens to the women's wrestling?
That's where I was going to go. Women's wrestling, everything, all the progress they made with women's wrestling basically goes down the tubes. And I don't think they would fire the women. I don't think they would make them cover up. I think they would just feature them less.
Which is a travesty because, honestly, more of the women's matches I enjoy more than the men's. Yeah. I enjoy the women's wrestling more than I enjoy the men's wrestling because they're out there busting their fucking ass. Yeah. Some of these guys go out there and just fucking mail it in, and I'm like, at that level, dude, how do you do that? I don't understand how you do that. How do you not want to have the best match that you possibly can every night?
I hear you. And right now, women's wrestling is the best it's ever been. And so for it to get pushed back.
Yeah, it's definitely the best it's ever been. Technically, the technical wrestling is better than it's ever been, for sure.
Absolutely.
The stories are better, everything, more attention being paid to the women. I fully agree. Bigger stars. Listen, Trish wasn't a star until she was able to wrestle with Lita and fucking Mickie James and fucking people like that.
And there were a handful of women's wrestlers that she was wrestling with, and that was it. Now, there's
just as many women as there are fucking dudes in some cases.
And so I think it would be a shame if the industry took a step back in that direction. I'm not trying to pump it up. I just think it would hurt the business for that to happen. You would easily lose wrestlers right off the bat from WWE.
They would quit. They would just walk out, and that would be that.
Yeah, Sami Zayn alone, I think would.
And how would you want to, especially right now? Yeah. That is not the guy that you want to be fucking. Oh yeah, we're gonna sell to the Saudis. Right. We don't care that you're fucking Syrian. Right. We don't give a shit. Fuck you. Either you like it or you don't. And that's fucked because he's been. He is the reason why that bloodline thing works right now.
Right.
It would have been dead and buried already.
Yep.
Because
it was getting stale real quick.
It was already stale.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because all those guys are very, very good.
But there's only so far you can go with that.
How many times can you feud with the same teams?
Right. And destroy them.
As well they should. The Usos are fucking great.
Right. Totally agree.
Yeah, WWE's in a fucking very unique position. I don't think that it's good for them to sell the company to somebody from the outside.
I also think that you think of, they would push older talent that they can recognize. Yeah, right. Bray Wyatt would be gone again. I honestly think that for a while they would have Vince back at creative.
He'd be running the company for sure. That would be part of the sale.
Right. And
he's not an idiot, dude. He wants control. He's a control freak.
Right.
He hates that Hunter is getting better ratings than he did.
I don't know if he does hate that.
He definitely has a hair across his ass that he wasn't able to figure it out, and Hunter came back in and doubled his fucking ratings in a 4-week time period.
Yeah.
Doubled his ratings.
Yeah.
By just bringing back guys that he fired.
I don't know. You have Stephanie gone now. I don't know how Hunter stays.
What happens with fucking William Regal?
Yeah.
He's fucked.
Yep. I don't know how Hunter stays. I don't know. One of the two things has to happen. Either Hunter's going to stay and their marriage is going to end, or he's going to have to leave.
And they start their own company.
Well, I don't know if they're going to even start their own company.
They would.
I don't even think you would try to compete at that point because There's AEW, there's WWE. You know, I don't know how you would.
Let me ask you something, dude. That guy knows that he can produce a wrestling show that can draw money because he knows what the fans want to see. And he knows how to tell the story around it. And he knows how to be in control of it. That guy is not comfortable with just being. It's just not his way, dude. Yeah. Like, I don't know him personally, but, like, I know his character.
You can
tell, dude. He's a driven motherfucker, just like Vince.
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Vince sold the company and then started another wrestling company. I wouldn't be fucking shocked. With The Rock heading it up, with him, the XFL, like, all combined into one fucking thing. Like a conglomerate.
Well, I don't know.
Which would be fucking crazy to think. Because you're starting from ground zero, but Vince loves shit like that.
Yeah, you're starting from scratch. At his age, you can't really start from scratch.
He's what, 78, 79, something like that?
He's up there. But you can't really start from scratch, especially competing against the monster that you built. You know?
Yeah, see, that's the problem is you can't, how are you going to compete against that?
So he's selling it to the Saudis to inject the WWE with a lethal dose of poison.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they all join AEW. Fucking Tony Khan actually buys WWE and everybody.
That would just never happen. He would never.
You don't think so? He's got the money.
Vince would never sell to AEW. It would look at it as...
I don't think so, pal.
He would look at it as the same vein as WCW selling to WWE.
Oh my god.
You know?
Oh. Dude, they bought that fucking company for $1 million.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what it was
I
worth.
wish I had $1 million at that juncture.
I don't even know if it was worth $1 million at that point.
Well, the tape library alone is...
Well, the tape library, yes. But I mean, the actual company at that point.
I mean, you're getting some rings, you're getting some barricades, some sets.
That's not $1 million, you know?
I mean, UFC for $2 million bought the letters UFC.
Well, it's paid off for them, so...
Yeah, well, not now.
No.
The fucking Dana White apology tour has started.
Well, you know.
I mean, listen,
you don't do that shit in public.
Well, I mean, the shit that whole shit was handled wrong from second one.
Here's what I'll say: people get all up in arms about that stuff. They have clearly done this before.
Oh, this is not the first time that's happened.
Because she slapped him, he slapped her. This is clearly...
And it was quick reaction, too.
Right.
He got hit and was immediate to come back and fire one back at her.
And I'm not saying it's okay, but there's clearly an understanding there.
Yeah, I really don't understand.
No charges have been filed.
No.
You know?
No.
So...
listen, man, people's private business is people's private business. What happens in their private life is not my business. You know what I mean? What you do behind closed doors, the problem is that you're out in public... And you're the head of a fucking $1 billion corporation.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that shit.
Right.
You can't be doing that shit. And bashing other fighters who get in trouble for doing that shit.
What I hate is...
Stephen A. Smith apologizing for it?
Well, yes, that... But I hate him coming out and apologizing. If I'm in that spot, I'm not coming out and apologizing. I'm just... Hey, you know what? It's a private matter. I'm not talking about it.
It happened. You guys saw the video.
You saw the video. The video speaks for itself.
We handled it internally. Fuck off.
Well, are you sorry? I've said my piece to the people I need to say it to.
Suck a dick.
That's it. I owe you nothing.
Yeah, and he doesn't owe the media anything. He really doesn't.
What about public opinion? I could give a fuck about public opinion.
Yeah, that's really, who cares? But, you know, that's just, this is not the MMA show, this is fucking pro wrestling, goddammit. But it was just a topical thing that we needed to cover.
Right.
But going back to the fucking, going back to the Vince thing, man, I mean, you know, if he sells, I mean, I can understand the reasoning behind it, because he wants to, you know, see it off, and, you know, it's his right.
Legacy.
It's his right. His right to be able to do that. Selling to a Saudi company... That's probably not something I'd do.
That's not. I don't think that's.
I'd probably sell to NBC.
I mean, at least
you already got the network on Peacock,
right?
You give them a bit of a discount, sell it for $3 billion, and call it a day. Triple H can run the fucking thing. Nothing changes.
Right.
It's just who is the head of the company.
Right. I mean, honestly, there's a million people that I could see. Or a million organizations I can see them selling it to, and none of them are
going to be good for the
Well, I think that a lot of them would be good. Or, I shouldn't say would be good. Wouldn't be detrimental to it. I think there are a lot of companies that they could sell it to.
That would completely shit up all over it.
No, well, definitely. But I think there are some companies they could sell to and just be, they would just be like, well, all right, you do your thing. We're buying it, but just put on a good product. And yeah, we'll scale you back when we have to, but you go ahead and do what you do. I think that the Saudis, selling it to the Saudis, would end up putting a ton of restrictions that people don't even realize yet.
Well, women's wrestling clearly would be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Like, that would be gone.
Right.
Any push for the women is out.
It's gone. Just done.
You're definitely going to have way more shows in Saudi Arabia. So, travel, all that.
Which is going to push wrestlers out. Because you don't want to make that trip all the time.
And they're going to go at least once a month.
And that payday is not going to be what it is.
No, because you're doing
now
that
I own the
country.
company.
Yeah.
Now I own the company. I'm not going to pay you like that to come here.
Right.
If you don't want to come here, don't work here.
But I mean, realistically, who else fucking has the money to do it? Fox, NBC, a couple of media companies, maybe, might be able to afford that price tag if they go in with maybe some other media companies.
We got to petition Elon Musk. Elon, buy WWE and just stay out of it.
Not yet. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm into that, dude. Just let Triple H run the shit.
Yep.
Not Vince.
Not Vince. Don't let Vince.
Let Triple H just do his thing, dude. I'm interested to see where this goes.
$44 billion on Twitter. You can spend a few billion on WWE.
I mean, if we're being realistic about it, like,
you know what? Broadcast it live on Twitter. Broadcast every show live on Twitter.
Oh, that would be something, huh?
There you go.
Fucking A, dude. Elon, 60 G's, baby, just for the finder's fee. Fucking A, dude.
Each.
Yeah, each. And, I mean, beyond the Vince thing, which has obviously been dominating the fucking storylines, I mean, we're still getting fucking returns in WWE.
Which is crazy to me because, what has Johnny Gargano done? What is...
Well, he's injured.
No, but even before he was injured, there wasn't really a huge push for him. What's going on with...
Well, they're waiting until Tommaso's back, and they're going to team Gargano and Tommaso back up again. Well, sure. Hey, tag teams, bro.
Yeah,
tag teams, I'm interested.
Sure.
As long as they're a good team. As long as they're not the fucking... the fucking stupid dollar man... Fucking
Top Dollar. Yeah.
Bro, that fucking dude almost murdered himself, almost impaled himself on the fucking ring apron like a fucking savage.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden he's like a world beater. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? What is going on here?
He must have knocked something loose for him. And,
maybe he's like, oh man, I was famous before this wrestling shit. Well, you should still be playing professional football then. If you're such a fucking great athlete and a great rapper, you should be considering those things because doing dives, not a great idea.
Just go away. That's the point. Just go away.
No Swerve Strickland with them. The thing has absolutely been a fuck. You want to talk about the biggest fail in comeback? Yeah. It's right there.
That's the biggest head scratcher too. Why?
Why bring them back without Swerve?
Yeah. Therefore, just don't bring him back at all.
The Top Dollar is not the guy.
No.
What do you see in that guy?
But there's been so many returns that have just after a while it's like, why? That you're just building up your roster again for no reason.
I
am happy with what's going on with Bray over the last few weeks.
Some development
with Uncle Howdy and
Alexa Bliss storyline progressing. There's things going on.
Pretty good. I've been happy with that. Finally, we're getting some, and it's not much. It's little things here and there.
I like Uncle Howdy being on Raw.
Yeah, it's little things here and there instead of just
overtly. This is what it is.
Promo. Nothing happens. Promo. Nothing happens.
Well, so now that we've had some updates, I mean, I mean, it's Bo.
It's gotta be Bo.
It's
got to be Bo.
I can't see who else it would be.
But I know they're going to disappoint me with that. Not disappoint me, but they're going to surprise me with it because it won't be Bo. Just to be like, fuck you, it wasn't.
Oh, so you're thinking that they're going to pull the fucking Swerve?
Something, But
I'm gonna be really upset if it's all a swerve and like we go back to the fucking Bray Wyatt and the fucking Funhouse and like all that bullshit.
yeah, I do think...
I mean, I think that we might be past that at this point.
I do think that's another reason why Vince coming back is a problem, because...
he's going to want to do that cartoony bullshit.
No, he's going to want Bray out. That's what he's going to want, you know?
Oh, really? You think he's going to want Bray out?
Want him out in the first place.
Well, I think that was more Vince just wouldn't listen to his ideas. I mean...
Because he thinks his ideas are stupid.
Yeah, clearly he's wrong.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't matter to him.
I mean, you can't even buy the Uncle Howdy mask right now. It's sold out.
Right.
It's a fucking plastic mask that they're selling for $60 a pop.
I'm pretty sure it's just the V for Vendetta mask with a mustache. You know?
No, it's
different mustache.
Black phone mask.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like that's the design of it. You know,
Yeah.
It's not like they went like super creative with it. You know?
No.
So.
Yeah, it's why.
The Alexa Bliss thing intrigues me.
It's interesting.
I like that she came out on Raw and she was like, I don't need Bray Wyatt or Uncle Howdy. This
I got
is me.
the whole world
then,
in my hands.
Yeah, right. That was clearly like fed. But then
I don't care. It was awesome.
He comes out, you know, he comes on the screen. Do you really think you're in charge? You know, do you really think?
Bro, the accent is what makes it creepy.
Yeah.
And the repeating of the lines over and over again in a distorted fashion, I think that they have hit on something here that is so intriguing to wrestling fans. And I mean, you saw what the White Rabbit did. I mean, fucking people, I mean, us too. I mean, we were all going fucking crazy.
Nuts over it.
This guy is going to fucking just show up one day in some fucking crazy weird rabbit thing.
Yeah.
And it's progressed over time. You just got to let it marinate. Trust the process.
And clearly now you're going to have some time where you're going to be frustrated because nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And then something will develop from it. And you know what? Maybe you need those breaks.
You have to, because it doesn't let it get stale.
You got to let it breathe, you know?
I'm interested to see this blackout match, though.
I hate
that it's a gimmick.
I don't care if it's a gimmick. I hate they're calling it the Mountain Dew blackout match. Like,
just call it the blackout match.
Call it blackout match.
Yeah.
Let Mountain Dew sponsor it. Sure.
Yeah. Sponsored by Mountain. This match is sponsored by Mountain Dew. The blackout match.
Right, and like put that on the screen or whatever.
Put the
like
logo
before the match starts. Mm-hmm. But don't just call it the Mountain Dew blackout match.
I hope he like pours Mountain Dew all over him to finish the match.
But should it be the code red Mountain Dew so it looks like blood?
Yeah, my skin. LA Knight would do a great job selling that. I bet.
Oh, absolutely, he would.
So I
set that old school.
Oh my god, dude, he's so old school. I fucking love it. I love it. It's a throwback to the times of the 80s when you were talking about when Vince was like, you know, the rockers were just coming up and shit. You know, you had like the Powers of Pain. The Warlord couldn't fit another steroid in his body if he tried.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another Vince scandal. 1993 steroid trial. Well, we could, you know,
Everybody was acquitted.
It's fine. No problem. Dr. Zahorian, not so much. Fuck that guy. Anyway, no, man, I gotta say, though, you know, I've been putting over fucking Wrestle Kingdom to you. And, you know, I know that you haven't seen the full match, but you know, and you know my feelings about Kenny Omega. I'm not a fan. I just don't see a lot of value in his style of wrestling. And then I saw him wrestle Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom. And then I realized that I was completely wrong about Kenny Omega. And what I was watching is a watered-down American version of Kenny Omega in Japan. Kenny Omega in Japan is a different type of cat. He is not the Kenny Omega that you see on AEW. He is a fucking destroyer. And he wants to lay it all out there. He takes vicious bumps. And he tells an incredible story. The story that those two gentlemen were able to convey at Wrestle Kingdom 17 is the finest example in modern wrestling that you'll see of a perfect match. The selling is something to be desired, but again, modern wrestling, okay? Modern wrestling does not require a lot of selling. It's you better get up quick because the next spot is coming, motherfucker. But they did some things in that match that I have never seen done in a professional wrestling ring. and the top rope DDT on the fucking exposed turnbuckle.
Yeah, that brutal.
That was one of the most brutal things I've ever seen in my entire life. Just the way that Will Ospreay fell was, I've never popped like that for watching a match. Like, I've never come unglued because I've never seen anything like that.
I normally get upset at moves like that. Mm-hmm. I normally get upset at stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, you gotta expect that. It's like WrestleMania.
So, like, if that was just a normal, ordinary match...
Oh, like a house show? No, dude, you can't do that.
But, I'll let it go. When you saw the blood pouring from him and everything, it was totally believable, and that he just... Like, he did. He just busted himself open on the exposed turnbuckle. That's not a blade job. Like, he was... Like, he cracked his
He was
open.
fucking bleeding like a stuck pig.
My problem is, just based on what I saw of it, I understand, like, the psychology of the match and everything was great. You could have had that same psychology by doing less. And I'm not saying, I'm not even saying don't kick out of all sorts of stuff. Maybe just not like 8 V triggers. Maybe not, like just maybe less. Not just not that much.
I mean the thing is with, and this is my issue with all modern wrestling, is the fact of a finisher isn't a finisher anymore. Mm-hmm. They don't exist. It doesn't exist because everyone kicks out of everything. There is no such thing as a protected move in the wrestling business anymore. Like, back in the day, certain things were protected. The choke slam, the fucking tombstone pile driver, the stunner, people's elbow, which is
pedigree.
Ridiculous. The pedigree, like an angle slam and the ankle lock. The ankle lock not so much because they got out of that a lot. Right. But the angle slam, you weren't getting out of that.
Now it's like the RKO, Roman spear.
Yeah, and what else?
That's it. That's pretty much it.
Now think about back to the 80s, dude. All the shit that was protected. Perfect plex. Ain't nobody fucking kicking out of the fucking fisherman suplex. Nope. Are you insane? Nope. Nobody's fucking getting out of the $1 Million Dream. Yeah. I mean, I hate to bring up Ted DiBiase at this juncture, right. But,
he should buy it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, with all that stolen money that him and his kid stole. Charitable organization, my ass.
I still believe, damn it, it's real. He's got all that money.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Just like Virgil wasn't a rib on Dusty.
He was the $1 Million Man, though. So I mean, I guess he would be able to afford the WWE at this point.
That would be something. I mean, I would be interested in that. I mean, Ted DiBiase might be able to do a fucking bang up job as the fucking man.
Again, all we need is somebody to just step back. That's it. Just buy it and just let it run.
But it's true though. There's no such thing as a protected finish anymore. You can't do anything.
And even if it's not protected, like, all right, maybe 2 or 3 times, but when you're just seeing it over and over and over again, like, God, I don't get the point. Especially when, Will Ospreay's busted the fuck open. He's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead. And
he's dead selling.
And you still have to do 7 or 8 V triggers and the one-winged angel. Mm-hmm. When you could have just done like 2, he kicks out of a second one, boom, let's work it to the one-winged angel, done.
I mean, I get the fact of that's how it is.
Let him fire back.
Yeah.
And then work it to that one-winged angel, and that's it.
I gotta say, man, for such a finish as the Hidden Blade, it's my favorite finish in professional wrestling right now. And the reason why I enjoy it so much is because it can be done to anybody, and it is completely plausible that you are going to clean somebody's clock with that fucking move, because I guarantee you that does not fucking feel good.
But even with that, the Hidden Blade, how many times do you do that?
Yeah, that shouldn't. The one spot that I did like where they did the V trigger and then they went right into the fucking Hidden Blade. He just swung his fucking arm around and blasted him.
Cool spot.
And they both did the double down. I was like, oh man, fucking genius.
Cool spot, makes sense, absolutely.
But that should have been
maybe that's the first V trigger. You know?
And that's it. And the second one, right into the one-legged angel right afterwards.
Even the second one, do a pin.
I mean, dude,
kick out, whatever.
They did the double stomp through the table onto his fucking kidneys that he had issues with.
Yeah.
This dude's had all sorts of kidney issues. They're doing a double stomp through a table.
Yeah.
And then Kenny's visual with him sticking his face through the hole in the table.
He is very smart for that is such a smart.
He gets Japanese wrestling.
Right, and he comes out, even the way he came out, it's very anime, the way that he comes out.
He knows how to rile them people up.
Point that he does, like it's a very anime thing. He knows his crowd. Unlike some other people that are going to a Japanese crowd and don't know the Japanese crowd and make a huge mistake and probably should have just stayed in the United States.
I love when guys do that, man. They go over there and start working snug with a Japanese guy, and the guy goes, "Oh, okay."
Oh, I'm not even talking about working snug with a Japanese guy. I'm talking about coming out and having this be your big return. And then,
we gotta talk about it.
And then it's the crowd's dead because that's what the Japanese crowd is. And then American fans who don't understand that, they're like, "Oh, look at Mercedes Moné." And
that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Look at Mercedes Moné, and the crowd was dead for her. Oh, what a huge mistake. The huge mistake. The huge mistake is, you came back in Japan. That's what the crowd does, and she doesn't understand it. So her first promo looked so weak because it's like
she sounded drunk.
She doesn't know how to play with the crowd, and one of the. Not one of us. Many people are like, well, she needs to get the crowd behind her. They won't. This is what Japan does.
Okay, here's my question. You've never wrestled in Japan for outside of WWE. You've never wrestled in Japan. Why do you come out insulting the fucking people by wearing a Japanese kimono robe with this geisha headdress on? Those are not the people that you want to be disrespectful to.
And I can't.
And you're not Japanese.
Like, there are people there that can tell her, like, just don't do that.
Bro, she's got Bailey backstage. She's got Naomi backstage. She's got all these people with her. No one tells her, hey, you might not want to do that finish. Why are you going to try to hit that finish with a pair of heels on?
Yeah, I'm talking about even, forget them. Like, just the Japanese producers, like, hey, you shouldn't wear that. Just don't wear the headdress. Like, just don't.
So, my wife said the same thing to me. She said, why didn't somebody tell her? And I said, let me ask you a question. I said, if Elon Musk goes to some fucking, astronaut company and, some fucking, some person who's never made a dime as an astronaut tries telling Elon Musk, like, hey, this is what you should do with your fucking company. Do you honestly think that person's gonna fucking listen to that, to somebody who's never drawn a dime in the business?
The big problem here is
she's not willing to listen.
Not only is she not, but the big problem is, she's not the company. They're bringing her in, and
bingo.
You need to have somebody that's going to tell you, hey, this is what you should do to get over here. Also, just so you realize, the crowd's not going to cheer you when you go out. You may think
because you're Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, they're not going to cheer you.
Her entire career, she has lived off of playing up to the crowd. Everything she has done has been playing off of the crowd, and she's not going to get that in Japan. It's a huge mistake. I said it months ago, when we talked about where she might go, and she might go to Japan. And I said it. That's a huge mistake for her. That Japanese crowd is not going to be good for her. And
they're going to eat her alive.
Yeah.
She's not going to be able to recover from it because she's going to
end up beating Kairi Sane for the championship. I mean,
I like Kairi Sane. She had a fucking banger match, man. I really enjoyed her match. But again,
it's gonna be bad. She's gonna
try to use that finish again, and it's gonna be the fucking absolute shits.
Yeah,
dude, I fucking watched that and I went, what?
Yeah,
I've been watching wrestling a long fucking time, man. I've seen every sort of variation on a gory special that you could possibly throw realistically. even the way that Kyrie sold it, how she like popped up, I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, this is really bad.
Really bad.
And then she stands up like a world beater.
Yep.
And I'm like, who did you beat?
And the crowd does their normal thing, and it's like...
Respectful clap. Here you go.
And she could tell, she's looking around like, what the fuck?
Because Mercedes is money.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Monday,
dude.
Monday.
Yeah. Terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's really bad.
A lot of good matches on that show, though. A lot of good matches.
I just think
Japanese wrestling's not for you, bro. You're not into it.
No, it's the style. It's the style. Because Japanese wrestling used to be just in your face,
and violent,
and now it's a spot fest. But that is what it is, and that's fine. I think of like Mercedes, Monet, whatever the fuck she wants to call herself. I think of Sasha Banks, and I'm like, man, I don't even give a shit. Don't forget it. Forget AEW. Just imagine if she came out on Impact, what the crowd would have done. You know, the crowd would have sounded 100 times louder at an Impact show than it did
in a 40,000 person arena,
because it's just a different crowd, and you have to, as you know who you are, you have to realize my money is going to be made with the crowd reaction, and I need to have a crowd that's going to react.
And listen, they all suffer from it, okay? People who have only been from an American wrestling company, who didn't go overseas as like an indie or like someone who was asked to come over. Dude, Brock Lesnar had the same issue.
But that's my
He didn't understand how to fucking get over it first, and then he's like, oh, I just have to fucking hurt people.
Right.
And I'm going to get over it.
I just have to be stiff and beat the shit out of people, and people...
Well, because he didn't understand that first. He's working like...
WWE.
Light. He's working light with these guys, and they're fucking blasting him, and he's like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
Fuck you. I'm not going to let you hit me like that.
Right.
And that's when he got the dagger tattoo, and he fucking looked like a crazy person.
Yep.
I love old Brock Lesnar. I like Brock Lesnar now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any fucking problem with Brock Lesnar. I'm glad that he works a limited schedule and he only comes back to fucking kill people. Like, that is the perfect way.
But that's my next biggest problem with Sasha Banks, is you had access to all of these people who have done it. And why would you not talk to some of these people and say, what should I expect?
Because she knows better.
Because she knows better.
That's the problem with people in the wrestling business. You're not willing to learn.
Yeah.
This is the problem that William Regal had at AEW, supposedly.
Yeah. Although he said that it was fantastic and all that now, but that's...
Of course, but that's the type of guy that William Regal is.
Right.
He's not going to bash nobody. He's just going to be like, oh, it was fantastic. Oh, I loved it. Great fucking time.
Still hope they do really well. Wow.
Yeah. Adam Cole returned fucking 2 nights ago.
Cole.
Fucking great.
I can't say how disappointed I was in that.
Why are you disappointed?
I just really think it's going to go really badly for Adam Cole.
Oh, man, I hope not.
That's my problem. I'm not that big of a fan of Adam Cole. It's not that I don't like him.
He's a little small for my taste.
I have no real opinion of him. You know, I think that people kind of overblow him a little bit, which is fine. I have nothing against the guy. My problem with him coming back is I'm afraid he's really going to end up getting hurt here.
Yeah,
it's the same caution I had with Paige.
Yeah, well, just to I don't know how much of Dynamite you saw, but Hangman returned last night against Jon Moxley, and they decided to do a vicious headbutt spot. Now, listen, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to play one on TV. But when you legitimately smash your head into another human being when you've been out for the past several months with in quotation marks, a severe concussion that didn't allow you to be in light ever or like hold your child, but you're going to go and do the same exact thing to Jon Moxley that you did to yourself. So that ruins any babyface as far as I'm concerned. You're not a babyface anymore. You're a violent heel. Not only that, but why would you
Doesn't make sense.
Why make a joke out of the head injuries when it's... Listen, I get it. to wrestlers, not a big deal.
Right.
Because it's not taken as seriously as it should to some people.
It would make sense to me if John Moxley did that spot to him. Doesn't make sense to me that he would do it to John.
But not only that, but I think Moxley probably would have done it safer. And
Yeah, I don't
probably
think
would
he
have put the thumb
right.
on the forehead.
I don't think he would have done a headbutt, though. There's plenty of ways to work the head without doing a headbutt, which it's very difficult, especially when your hands are down.
I would have done a mat slam. I would have grabbed his fucking head and just slammed his head into the fucking mat. Whiplash.
Like,
yeah.
Just get him
bang,
up again.
bang, 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 bang.
That's it. Pull him from the hair, slam him down head first, pull him up again,
Yeah.
slam him down. You know, it's
I'd step on his hair, pull him up by his fucking arms and shit. Oh, yeah, dude.
There's so many ways you can work the head that's much safer than a headbutt. No one wins in a headbutt. No one wins in a headbutt.
Unless you headbutt the person in the face, and then you win.
Right. Right, but that's not.
But that's not pro wrestling.
You can't do that in a safe manner where it's like very little contact is going to happen. You know.
And so many guys are injured from concussions. Like, it just seems so like out of place. And with all the news about concussions and people, you know, with the CTE and fucking all this traumatic brain injury and all this shit.
So foolish.
Like, why would you then like make angles around that or injury angles around that? Because that's not something to fuck around about. And I get it, wrestlers don't take that shit seriously because
to me it's like it's the same thing as people who still take chair shots to the head after knowing everything you know about concussions. Now 10 years ago, yeah, I could see people doing it. Yeah, but we know so much more now.
Well, I mean, and there's safe ways to take a chair shot without like losing any of the effect.
Right. You don't have to take it.
You don't have to lean
face.
your fucking head into it like
Right.
a fucking idiot.
Right.
There's a way to do it where you can get your hand up or shoulders and safely take it.
Take it to the back. Take it. There's plenty of other ways that you can take it.
Again, I am not such a big fan of the back chair shot, and the reason why is because it's too. No one would hit somebody in the stomach and then just swing a chair at their back while they're bent over. They try to swing it at their fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my only issue with it, and I'm not saying that you need to connect with a chair shot when you swing it at somebody's head. Why would you connect?
Right.
It's a great spot to use for a heel with a distraction, referee distracted. You can tease a chair shot spot, and now you get to a big pay-per-view.
Well, sometimes you try to mess with a chair shot and you end up making a connection anyway. I don't know if you saw that with Ricochet and Gunther.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, man. I'm glad that they were done wrestling each other because Gunther's got some receipts coming his way, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he is going to dish out some nasty chops on Ricochet next time they mix it up.
Oh yeah.
But I think Gunther is probably going to get beat by Braun at Rumble.
Which I think is a shame.
And unless you're going to put Braun up there and challenging for a main title, which they're not going to do because...
That's another comeback that has just done nothing.
Who?
Braun Strowman.
Oh, he's the shits, dude. He's the shits. He's terrible.
He had potential there, and then he came
out... Ton of potential, but then
he came out in red pants and fell.
Well, not only that, but you have him in the ring with the Moss, who's way bigger than him. And it's like, well, there goes your giant.
Yeah, there goes your monster among men.
And Moss can't wrestle.
Nope.
So, which is why he's like not even with fucking MVP anymore. Right. MVP's trying to restart the fucking with Mello.
I do like the fact that they're not just doing Bray Wyatt shit in the background anymore of WWE. Now they're doing more shit, and like you get, it makes you pay attention. You know, it's smart.
It keeps your interest.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what the fuck is going on there? That's not a match going on. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Why is somebody not in the ring right now?
MVP and Shelton Bench. Why are those guys back together?
Yeah, like
what's happening?
Yeah, and then
they're just talking to Adam
Pearce.
It's intriguing. Why are they talking to Adam Pearce?
I'll tell you, man. The wrestling business right now, man. It's You can find something for everybody.
Yeah.
There's literally something for everybody. It is a menagerie of fucking different sports entertainment, dude. You want hardcore wrestling? Boom, you got GCW. You want fucking, more of an indie style professional? You go AEW. You want WWE classic, tried and true fucking type storylines with some other fucking background shit and cool characters? Boom, that's what you get, WWE. Mm-hmm. You watch Impact because you probably have nothing better to do. But
you watch Impact because you want to be that guy. I don't think WWE or AEW is the best promotion.
Well, listen, I'm not taking away from anything from the people who work at Impact, because there's a lot of fucking really quality fucking talent that works at Impact.
But it's clearly third tier, if anything.
It is not, yes. It is not first or second tier. It is on, it's better than NWA.
What has happened to NWA, though? I mean,
they fucked it all up. I think MLW actually has a better product than
NWA.
And Impact.
Yeah.
I like MLW's product. I like some of the characters. I'm not too big of a fan of Micro Man.
They need to get a TV deal. That's the problem.
Well, they have it on this new, fucking wrestling network, and, I'm not fucking subscribing to a fucking wrestling network to watch a show.
Right.
You were putting it for free on fucking YouTube. Leave it for fucking free on YouTube. You're doing 500, 600, 700,000 views in a day. Yep. Why the fuck are you taking it off?
No idea.
It don't make a fucking lick of sense. And I like Court Bauer. I think that he's actually fucking really smart, and he has, really smart people.
But all it takes is one bad decision.
Well, he's made a bunch of them already, unfortunately. And, WWE's, poaching guys now. Because they see what's going on. They see the guys who are fucking making moves.
Yeah. Well, especially when you have so much competition out there, they're doing what they know best, which is buy out competition. You can't actually physically buy out the company. You can buy out their talent and let them sit. Yeah. You can give these guys a huge contract, a contract that's huge to them, money they haven't seen before, and let them sit.
Yeah, most of those guys, they're probably getting, $500 to $1,000 per shot.
Right.
For Impact or fucking MLW.
So you flash to them $80,000, $90,000 a year.
Yeah, $100K, fucking, an apartment.
Yeah.
That's it. Done. See you later. And,
we'll use you occasionally.
Yeah.
That's it.
NXT's calling.
Yep.
We need some bodies. We need some competent workers to go down there and work with some young guys.
Hey, we need some security guys. So, we're going to put a security shirt on you and have you come out.
It's unfortunate because, a lot of talent gets wasted that way, and they'll just never break out of that, type of environment. The one thing that I will say, though, that I've noticed a lot on AEW recently is much more competitive matches. The dark and elevation programs have really stepped up. The enhancement talent is doing an exceptional job working with the known talent. Something that's kind of different. It's kind of a throwback to the TL Hopper and SD Jones days, and not Brooklyn Brawler because he basically got the shit kicked out of him, but Del Wilkes, the Patriot, you know what I mean? A guy who'd put on a competent match, maybe might get a fucking crucifix win, but that's never gonna happen. It's actually it's
the true jobbers,
right?
That would get wins on Heat or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that aspect of it, because it really is giving guys an opportunity to show what they got, and if they're willing to be team players.
One of the biggest, I'd say biggest names from what I saw start out as a Heat talent that turned into something was Crash Holly.
How do you like me now?
Yeah, they really gave him a platform there, and then he took off with the Hardcore Championship.
Spike Dudley,
yeah, absolutely.
Small guy. Could get in there, work with anybody, have a competent match, and put people over.
Shane Helms, when he came over,
Oh, yeah.
He really
pre-Hurricane.
Right. And then they let him test run Hurricane a little bit.
Which I like that gimmick. The Hurricane gimmick, I dig it. I think it's
great.
fucking great. Had really good matches against people.
Very smart.
Chokeslam The Rock.
Even
or Kane. Who did he chokeslam? He chokeslammed one of them.
I think it had to be The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, because The Rock kind of, not put him over, but, you know.
Yeah,
they
did the favor for him, yeah.
But even to this day, like, you still pop when you see Hurricane Helms come out, you know? I mean...
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the Rumble.
Well, I mean, he's been in the last few years, right? That would be...
Where's Santino Marella? I need some Santino Marella in my life, dude.
The amount of people that could possibly win the Rumble this year is
oh my god,
insane.
dude. It's like the betting lines. I don't know. You don't follow any of that shit, but like, I think it's so fascinating that they have betting lines on all this shit now, dude. It is fucking wild.
I mean...
Dude, this is professional wrestling. Like, what the fuck?
Contest. It doesn't make sense, you know, but... I mean, I'm excited to see who's going to return. I'm hoping for a Cody return.
Cody's definitely returning. Rock.
The fact that they have been so
videos,
silent about him on the actual programming makes me think he's got to be coming.
Well,
back.
they do the to be continued videos on Raw, but like that's it. That's all
right.
you're really seeing of him.
Right.
Yeah, so he'll have a fucking big return. Nick Aldis probably is looking like he's gonna sign with WWE. Dragon Lee, they said Dragon Lee's gonna start in NXT though, which is
foolish,
strange, because Andrade I guess is a free agent, so he's I would expect him to be back in WWE before too long.
I wouldn't mind seeing an Uncle Howdy appearance in the Rumble.
In the Rumble?
I think that would be pretty cool.
Ooh.
You know?
That's fucking spicy.
Yeah.
Well, you know you're going to get it in the Blackout match. You know that you're going to get all sorts of fucking weird characters that are going to fucking show up and pop up and, you know. But you're going to definitely get some returns. You might even
I don't want Uncle Howdy in the Rumble. I want to point that, but I think it would be cool to have like an appearance.
Oh.
Because
maybe he distracts Bray or something?
Well, I don't think Bray's going to be in the Rumble because he has a match. Right?
Why not?
So, I mean, you could.
Guys used to work the Rumble and fucking work a match.
But I think that'd be cool if you had like 2 or 3 guys there, and then Uncle Howdy makes an appearance, and then people start making that connection of like, wait, who was he there for? Why was he there?
Too many people in the ring, you can't fucking figure it out.
Right, and then, you know, eventually it could lead to something down
just
the line.
like they're doing with Eddie Kingston and the House of Black right now.
Right.
Which I hate. I fucking hate it. I hate it. Why are you going to change Eddie Kingston's character?
I was just about to say that you hate it because you don't want a different Eddie Kingston.
There's no need!
I hear you.
Listen, when that guy, no matter what show he's on, when he walks out and fucking he gets the pop that he gets, that should tell you all you need to know.
Just let Eddie Kingston be Eddie Kingston.
Just let him be the Mad King. Just let him do his thing. Let him cut his promos, and he'll do the rest. He'll make the matches. Mm-hmm. He'll definitely be there. He will put on credible matches with everybody.
And you would think, especially with a guy like that, wouldn't it be nice to just have a guy that you don't have to police all the time?
Well, he does, because he's going to be worried about him punching Sammy Guevara in the fucking face.
That is a problem. You're right. But isn't that more of a Sammy Guevara problem than a Eddie Kingston problem?
You know what, dude? I don't dislike many people, right? Well, that's not true. I dislike a lot of people, but I don't, like, just off of looks alone, like, you normally have to, like, I have to, like, know you to really dislike you, but I, like, really dislike that kid.
Yeah.
And I get that that's his job, but he has, like, go-away heat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not the same type
I
don't hate him because, he's such a bad
guy.
No,
fuck him.
I hate him because he just really seemed like a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's
in real life.
Yes. Yeah, IRL, in real life, he seems like a fucking total piece of shit.
I don't want to see you wrestle. I don't want to see you... No, I don't want to see you in a wrestling ring because I think that you're a piece of human garbage, and you've shown it in the way that you've gone after people who have been, like, engaged, in the way that you act like a snivelly little piece of shit behind the scenes and start shit with wrestlers that...
And then they touch you,
right,
and then you're like, oh, God!
Cry.
Oh, sit down, you're gonna fire them!
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
And he's just mad because he doesn't have a good spot on the card. He's playing fucking lackey to Chris Jericho.
He still thinks he's one of the pillars of AEW.
You're not, bro. You're not. People have lost faith in you. You can't produce on a high level. Fact. You just can't. That's cool that you can do a 6:30. Fucking awesome. That's so cool.
How long can you do that?
What's going to happen when you can't do that anymore?
Yeah.
Will Ospreay used to do fucking crazy shit, dude. 450s, handspring fucking cutters, fucking all these fucking crazy wacko fucking kicks and from all different angles and shit. He does that now too, but He's not. That's not every spot.
And he is so much more than that.
Oh my god, dude, he's fucking so good, man. He's so good, so good. It's really tough for me to find a better wrestler than him.
It's heartbreaking it was heartbreaking for me to listen to his interview after Wrestle Kingdom, and to hear how, like, clearly his heart is breaking here with the fact that he is putting his body on the line. He's put so much into this, and yet he still can't. Like, Japan will always want the Japanese guys at the top.
Yeah.
And he's realizing it, and
you know there's only one place for him to go.
well, he's going to go to AEW.
No!
He's going to go to AEW.
No way.
I'm telling you he's going to AEW.
The reason why he won't go to AEW is because, and the reason why he hasn't stayed in AEW is because he sees how the rest of really talented guys are not getting booked. And he sees a glutton of talent. And he can't stand out from that because he's never going to get a shot. In WWE, though, they're going to give him an opportunity to go out there and wrestle. And he has an opportunity to get himself over. That's something he's not going to be able to do in AEW.
Yeah, I think Will Ospreay, Cody Rhodes match would be
Holy shit, bro. Yeah. Dude, Will Ospreay, fucking Jay or Jimmy Uso?
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, like, fucking run down the roster of guys who he could have incredible matches
I'm
with.
just thinking that, you know that Cody's going to have the title on him eventually. And I can see Cody out there giving a promo, and Ospreay's music hits, and he comes out.
I would lose my wrestling nut right there. I would fucking I would mark out. I would turn into a fanboy.
Ospreay is a master heel too. Like, it would be such a good heel face matchup.
And that's why, in my opinion, that's what makes him so good and separates him from everybody else, is his mastery of the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't spit bullshit.
He also doesn't have to swear every 5 seconds.
Yeah, but it's Japan, and, like, that's over. Like, you're a heel. Like, that's super over there.
I'm saying he doesn't have to swear every 5. Like, he doesn't do that. He did in his interview.
Yeah, he did.
In his interview. But that's pure emotion for him.
Yeah, and he did it leading up to Wrestle Kingdom. He was like, "You fucking cunt."
Yeah.
And he hates Kenny Omega in real life, so, like, it's totally plausible for him to feel that way.
But when he has done promos, like, in the ring, he's not swearing all the time. He's very stoic and
I like his group.
Yeah.
United Empire.
What a great name. I mean,
he's got Aussie Open. He's got Jeff Cobb. He's got all these different guys from all over the world. Mm-hmm. It's a great name, and it's a great... He is the guy. Dude, WWE should sign Jeff Cobb, Aussie Open. They already ran TJP, so
but I mean, they would come in with a solid stable already that can go up against Imperium, it can
Bloodline,
against
fucking
Bloodline.
Brawling Brutes, all the stables that we have now.
Yeah.
Wow. And Aussie Open is a very good tag team.
Excellent tag team.
Very solid. Top 5 current, in my opinion, of tag teams that are out there right now.
You know how much I hate the trio shit, but the stuff that they did in AEW was stellar.
Well, their timing is impeccable. They know each other like the back of their hand. And they have one bigger guy, Mark Davis, the bigger guy. And then they got the fucking smaller guy who can fucking move around quick, fast, Kyle Fletcher. And then you got fucking Ospreay, who's just like calling the fucking... He's running the playbook. Yeah. He's playing coach. And then when he gets in the ring, he fucking turns it up on people. Mm-hmm. The thing that I like about Ospreay, besides just his ability for promo and his ring work, is his knowing when to take the heat. Like, he knows that because he's run his mouth so much that there has to be...
There's got to be a comeuppance.
Yeah, you got that face needs to have some measure of revenge on you to get the story over. Mm-hmm. And he's not afraid to do that. Where most guys are afraid to show their ass a little bit.
Again, you look at that match that he just had with Omega, and
he took 95% of that match.
A lot of people would think that he got buried in that match.
Oh yeah, not me.
No, I think he's just been talking shit for well over a year now, and he got the shit that was coming to him.
He's gonna make a lot of money in WWE. That's all that I'm gonna say, dude.
I don't think he'll go. I'll say I would like to see it. He's still young and he's still got time.
But you never know.
You never know. You never say never. I just think that he would end up being more in AEW because they will play that style more.
Agreed. We're out of here.
All right.
Peace out.
A-Town down.
Bitches.